Have you ever wondered why every day at 12:01, a newer phone blows up with horoscope notifications? It turns out there's a lot more to these wacky predictions than meets the eye. They have nothing to do with aliens, everything to do with ancient empires, and they might be more accurate than you think. Welcome to our channel. And today, let's take a deep dive into the real history of horoscopes. We're going back all the way to Babylon, so buckle up. We can trace the origins of astrology to ancient Babylon. Around 2400 BCE, it began as a way to interpret celestial omens messages from the gods. At the time, Mesopotamia was made up of city-states like Babylon, Sumer, Akkad, and Assyria. Each city had its own patron deity, and people believed the gods were always sending signs. Enter astrology. It matched earthly events like plagues or wars with the movement of stars and planets. But these predictions weren't made for average people. They were meant for kings. A comet in the sky could mean an invasion or a royal death. The first astrologers were likely priests, trained to read the heavens like messages from the divine. They created star charts focused on major planetary events tied to royal decisions. And here's the wild part. The earliest zodiac wasn't 12 signs, it had 18. Each section was ruled by a deity, and eventually, the number grew to 21. Although the system evolved, this Babylonian foundation shaped the astrology we know today. Fast forward to the Greeks around the 2nd century BCE. They took Babylonian astrology and added their own twist philosophy and math. Think Plato, Pythagoras. They believed the cosmos influenced human life. By the 1st century CE, a man named Claudius Ptolemy wrote the Tetrabiblos, or 4 books. This work codified Western astrology. He outlined planetary influences, zodiac signs, and even rulerships. Mars rules Aries, Mercury rules Gemini. Jupiter rules Sagittarius. Sound familiar? Ptolemy's system became the backbone of astrology for over 1,000 years. Now let's head to ancient Rome. During the reign of Augustus Caesar, astrology gained elite status. Emperors used horoscopes for war, politics, and personal decisions. Augustus once delayed a military campaign based on an astrological warning. Nero consulted an astrologer named Dorotheus of Sidon for advice on conquering Britain. At first, astrology was for the elite, but it spread fast. Soon, everyone from generals to merchants was consulting the stars. Though some emperors banned it, astrology remained deeply woven into Roman culture. Now, while medieval Europe was caught up in theological debates, something remarkable was happening in the Islamic world. Beginning in the 8th century, Islamic scholars preserved and expanded Greek astrology. They translated key texts, refined star charts, and built advanced tools like the astrolabe. Scholars like al-Battani and al-Sufi corrected earlier models and even explored heliocentrism. They helped bridge the gap between ancient and modern astronomy. And they laid the groundwork for the next big era, the Renaissance. During the Renaissance, astrology came back in the style big time. The boundaries between science, philosophy, and mysticism were wide open. Even major figures like Kepler and Brahe practiced astrology while developing astronomical laws. Kepler, famous for planetary motion, also cast horoscopes for friends and nobles. It wasn't weird, it was the intellectual culture of the time. But that wouldn't last forever. By the 17th century, things started to change. The scientific revolution was underway. Figures like Galileo and Newton emphasized evidence, experimentation, and math. Galileo's telescope showed moons and planetary phases that challenged old models. Newton's laws explained motion without any reference to divine influence. Astrology couldn't keep up. It didn't fit into this new scientific framework. And so it was pushed out of science and into mysticism and culture. But it didn't disappear. Instead, it evolved. In 1930, the first newspaper horoscope column appeared in the UK's Sunday Express. Suddenly, horoscopes were for everyone, not just elites. Sun sign astrology was born, bite-sized predictions based on your birth month, and people loved it. By the 1960s and 70s, astrology exploded again thanks to the New Age movement. People wanted meaning, self-discovery, and spiritual insight. Astrology offered all of that. Sure, critics called it fake or commercialized, but it didn't matter. The stars had gone mainstream. And now, in the 21st century, astrology has fully entered the digital age. With apps, memes, and personalized charts, astrology is more accessible than ever. Gen Z and millennials are especially into it. Some estimates say over 50% engage with astrology. Apps deliver tailored readings, TikTok creators post daily horoscopes, and astrology memes go viral. It's less about predicting the future and more about finding meaning in the present. In a chaotic world, astrology offers comfort, identity, and connection. But not everyone's on board. Most scientists still say astrology is pseudoscience. They argue the claims are vague, untestable, and rely on the four effect statements that feel personal but apply to almost anyone. Still, astrology isn't going anywhere. Because even if it's not science, it's storytelling. It gives people a narrative to reflect on who they are, where they're going, and how they relate to others. Whether it's a tool for introspection or just a fun meme on your feed, astrology continues to evolve. From Babylon to BuzzFeed, horoscopes are here to stay. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe for more entertaining and educational content. Check out our other videos and leave a comment with your thoughts or suggestions. And finally, don't forget to like and share this video if you think someone else would love it too.